Good evening. Justin, could you please give the invocation?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, and Merry Christmas.
Merry
And I know it's a bit presumptuous, but Happy New Year as well. Please pray with me. Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for your grace in our lives, your goodness to us as we see your gifts poured out in the world and even here in our city, Freeport, day after day. Lord, as we approach the end of 2025, Lord, we thank you for so much that's been done, so many decisions made, and so much work accomplished. And Lord, we thank you for giving us the strength and the patience and the grace through all of it. And Lord, even as we've already begun to plan towards 2026, and so much work has already been laid out there, just ask for your blessing and Godspeed in that work. Lord, I pray for this administration, this council, city manager and clerk and others, that you would bless them in their work and help them to find joy in their callings that you've given them, and particularly in the difficulties and the frustrations. And Lord, even as we celebrate peace at this time of year with the birth of Christ, Father, I pray too that you would help us to live in peace with one another, even in disagreement, that we would honor one another as fellow men and women made in the image of God. And so I ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
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 Thank you, Justin. Now we'll officially call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Mayor Miller.
Here.
Alderpersons Clem.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Simmons. Parker.
Here.
Stacy.
Here.
Shadle.
Here.
Sanders.
Here.
And Sellers.
Here.
If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Alderman Sanders. Item number 1 is approval of the agenda. However, we are going to be removing item number 10. It's not quite ready to go. So is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
A motion made by Alderman Shadle, seconded by Alderman Sellers. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No,
Opposed?
yeah, I oppose it.
That vote is 7-1. Item number
It shouldn't be a
2.
vote, Mayor.
I'm sorry.
It shouldn't be a vote. I did not approve it.
I know. I just said it was 7-1.
Yeah, but it's not a vote. You can't tally this agenda to a vote. That's not how it's done. And the fact that I'm not approving of it,
Okay, so I'm going to let the attorney address whatever you...
well, he can say whatever he wants because he would be out of order if he said anything.
Okay, so Alderman Sanders already done the call.
When I have the floor
7-1.
as not approving of this agenda,
But the vote is 7-1. So that means...
there
it
is no
passes.
vote on
Alderman
this
Sanders,
agenda. It has not been approved.
You don't have the floor. Please refrain from talking. I've moved on from item number 1. We're moving on to item number 2. So item number 2 is
Mayor, you
public comment.
cannot conduct this meeting as such.
Alderman
You're not in
Sanders.
charge. You're not in charge.
Alderman Sanders, please refrain from speaking, or I'm
But
going
you're
to be
not
calling
in
you out
charge,
of
Mayor.
order.
You're not in charge. You can say
You
can
are
say
given a
what you
warning.
want.
You are given a warning
Okay.
that you are being out of order. So please stop. Otherwise, I'm going to have to call you out of order if it continues. We're going to move on to item number 2, which is public comment, where we have none signed in. So we'll move on
can't
to
believe this.
item number 3, which is the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of all these in one motion, unless a member of the council would like to have something removed for further discussion. Is there anything to be removed?
Everything. I oppose everything.
Alderman
Matter of
Sanders.
fact, I want to table this meeting until council has formally had a meeting amongst itself to determine how did this agenda come into play and why are we accepting an agenda that we had not discussed.
Okay, so here's the deal. You're purposely going off topic.
Okay.
And the topic right now before us is the consent agenda. So is there anything specifically that any member of the council would like to have removed for further discussion? Seeing none, the consent agenda consists of approving to receive and place on file the board and commission minutes from the Board of Fire and Police Commission for October 28th and 29th, November 4th, and 2025. Did I read that correctly? Okay. The Arts and Culture Commission, February 6th, March 6th, April 3rd, May 1st, July 3rd, August 7th, September 4th, and November 4th, 2025. The schedule of the regular meetings for the City of Freeport for 2026. The building permit and fire department reports for November 2025, the adoption of Resolution 2025-152, which is a ratification of emergency replacement on the HVAC, the adoption of Resolution 2025-153, which is the resolution of ratifying emergency stormwater basin repairs, and the adoption of Resolution 2025-154, which is the resolution ratifying emergency water main repairs and looping. Also is the cash and investment report and the finance department report, both dated October 2025, and the approval of the finance bills payable in the total of $6,591,414.39, and approval of payroll for pay period ending November 29th, 2025, in the total of $677,032.29. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion made by Alderman Shadle, seconded by Alderman Sellers. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Shadle. The consent agenda is approved 7-1.
Okay, item number 4 is a statement and explanation by the city attorney regarding the rules of council.
Thank you, Your Honor. So during the course of the past few meetings of the City Council and the Committee of the Whole, there have been statements made by Alderman Sanders asking or questioning who has the authority to place items on the agenda and who has the authority to run or chair the Council and Committee of the Whole meetings. These repeated statements by Alderman Sanders, including some made tonight, and the time that it takes for him to make them have caused concern for other council members that these statements are leading to meetings being conducted in an inefficient manner. At the request of the mayor, city manager, and other council members, I've been asked to state what the current rules of council are regarding agendas and the chairing of meetings of the city council and the committees of the whole. So revised rules of council were adopted by ordinance by a majority of the city council on June 16th, 2025. Pursuant to City Code of Ordinance Section 220.10, subparagraph 29, items can be placed on the council or committee of the whole agenda by the mayor, the city manager, any two alderpersons, or as referred to it by city council, subject to some additional requirements. As such, the mayor and the city manager have the authority to place items on the agenda. Further, Section 220.10, subparagraph 7, and Section 220.11 provide that the mayor shall preside and serve as the chairperson at council and committee of the whole meetings. As the chairperson, the mayor is the one who has the authority to preside over the meeting, call on people to speak, determine when someone is out of order, etc. So that power is vested into the mayor by our city ordinances that have been approved. Alderman Sanders, I understand that you may not agree with these rules, but these are the rules that have been adopted by a majority of the city council. As such, these are the rules that the council, including yourself as a member of the council, must abide by. It's my hope that with this explanation and clarification of what the rules of council are regarding who has the authority to place items on the agenda and who has the authority to chair and preside over meetings, that any further comments or questions will be alleviated there. To the extent, Alderman Sanders, you have any further questions about this, I'm happy to speak with you after the meeting about them.
Item number 5
Are you asking me a
is
question? You didn't ask me a question.
no, it isn't a discussion item. It's simply a statement and explanation, and he is open to meeting with anyone afterwards. Item number 5 is reappointments. Could you please read this?
Reappointment of Tina Canova to the Arts and Culture Commission effective through October 31st, 2028.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
A motion made by Alderman Sellers, seconded by Alderman Shadle. Discussion on the appointment. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons,
Aye.
Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Shadle.
Aye.
The appointment is approved 7-1.
Item number 6 is the second reading of ordinance 2025-78. Could you please read this?
Ordinance amending Chapter 1020, Streets Generally, Section 1020.13, erection of banners, signs, etc., to prohibit the placement of signage on any city street, alley, or public way.
Thank you. Director Heimerdinger.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This was presented at December 1st council meeting. There was no discussion. These changes don't add to the idea behind the already established Chapter 10, Section 13, which is that the signs are not allowed in public way or right-of-way. Instead, it just brings clarity, ensures fair treatment, and addresses necessary signage that is permitted to be in there by the city or other roadway districts. So staff and planning commission recommend the adoption of the amended ordinance.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this ordinance? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
Yes.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Shadle.
Aye.
The ordinance passes 8-0.
Item number 2 is the second reading of ordinance 2025-79. Could you please read this?
Fiscal year 2025 reappropriation ordinance.
Thank you. Director Richter.
Thank you, Your Honor. On December 1st, we had first reading for the 2025 supplemental appropriation. At the end of each fiscal year, the City Council amends the appropriation ordinance to take into account necessary revenue and expense adjustments. At our previous meeting, I went through a very long list of items, and I don't think you want me to read it again. It's really quite long, but the memo was in your packets. It is staff's request to approve this ordinance.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this ordinance? Alderman's Stacy.
Yes, I have a question. I had asked that monies be allotted for a lightning program, and I would like to know if that happened.
Did you say lighting?
Yes.
I believe we're discussing street light enhancements. So Michelle,
Director
do you
Richter,
know-
would you want to answer that?
This is the budget for 2025. So we've made adjustments for the project that we did earlier in the year for the budget. But I think you're talking about going forward
Yes.
into 2026. So like this is 2025. So we passed 26 last on the 1st. And I believe there's funds in there, a small amount in there in 2026.
Yeah, this is finishing up the 2025 budget. Alderman Stacy. If there's no further questions, Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Shadle.
Aye.
The ordinance passes 7-1.
Item number 8 is the second reading of ordinance 2025-80. Could you please read this?
Ordinance adopting revised hangar lease form.
Thank you, Manager Boyer.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just following up, this is an adjustment to the existing lease format for the hangars. We discussed it at December 1st meeting, and staff recommends moving forward with the changes.
Thank you. Is there any questions on this ordinance? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
No.
and Shadle.
Aye.
And that ordinance passes 6-2.
And item number 9 is the first reading of ordinance 2025-81. Could you please read this?
Ordinance amending Chapter 232, Department of Public Works to allow a consulting firm to manage the various divisions within the Public Works Department.
Thank you. Manager Boyer?
Thank you, Your Honor. So the city code establishes the public works director and the city engineer as appointed positions under the city manager. Historically, these roles have been filled by either an individual or a contractor. Many municipalities, including peer communities in Illinois, South Beloit being one, now rely on contracted engineering firms to provide these functions when it offers greater technical depth, operational flexibility, or cost efficiency. The proposed ordinance updates the code to clearly state that either an individual or an engineering firm may be appointed to these positions. This brings our code in line with contemporary municipal practices and reflects how engineering services are increasingly delivered in local government. The ordinance makes targeted amendments to sections 232.03 and 288.25. The revisions state that the public works director and the city engineer may either be a city employee or a contracted engineering firm. They require that the scope of services for the firm be documented in writing and clarify that a firm may serve until a successor is appointed. The ordinance also clarifies that nothing in the code should be interpreted to either require or prohibit the use of an outside engineering firm. These changes provide needed administrative flexibility while preserving existing appointment and oversight authority. There is no actual impact to this. However, staff recommends moving forward with this ordinance change, and staff is also requesting suspension of the rules due to the fact just we want to keep things in line. We have a few agreements that we need to approve at the end of the evening, and I felt that these minor changes would be prudent given that we're working on the 2026 construction year planning and moving forward with our plans for 26.
Is there a motion to adopt or to approve?
So move.
No, wait, I said that wrong. To move it forward. We have to move it forward. Is there a motion to move it forward?
So move.
To suspend the rules.
Second. I'll say.
Okay, so we have a motion made by Alderman Sellers, seconded by Alderman Shadle, and we have a motion made by Alderman Parker to suspend the rules. And who was the second on that?
Second.
And the second made by Alderman Sellers. So before you is the suspension, non-debatable, must pass by 2/3 majority. Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll on the suspension only?
Sanders.
No.
Sellers.
Aye.
Clem.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Simmons. Parker.
Aye.
Stacy.
No.
And Shadle.
Aye.
The motion to suspend fails
You have
5-3.
So you have half of the council voting in favor of a particular item, so that triggers one of the situations where the mayor is allowed to cast a vote.
You got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Attorney Zito. Mayor, what say you?
Aye.
Is that enough votes, Attorney Zito?
The-
6. We needed the 6, so we have 6-3. Thank you for that clarification.
So now before you, council, is the final passage of this ordinance. Is there any questions concerning this ordinance? Alderman Stacy?
Yes, I would like to know, are we looking for an assessor to be appointed to this position? And Darren Stiegel sits here as the director over the water department, but his name is not stated nowhere in here. And why is that?
Manager Boyer?
Darren is a representative of the firm that we're using, Fairgraham, who has proven, especially over the last few years with a very large construction program, that this has been working out excellent for the city. So the idea here is we're just making some minor adjustments to the ordinance, nothing that is not currently there, just want to make it clearer. So I would say Darren, Mr. Stiegel, has done an outstanding job, and we want to retain him in that current position so that we can get a lot of work done and bring a lot of money into the city, which we've received, I don't know how many countless millions of dollars in outside funding for almost every project that we're working on. So I think it's working well, and I would encourage council to support this change.
Okay, and my first question,
Yes.
What was your first question?
are we looking for an assessor to be appointed to this position? Those were your words. Those weren't mine.
Assessor?
Assessor, until we find an assessor.
Do you
To
mean
be
a
appointed.
successor?
Excuse me?
Do you mean a successor?
He said assessor.
I don't. Thank you. I think you heard it wrong.
At this time, we're not looking for anyone. We're not looking for a public works director.
Are there any other questions? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Shadle.
Aye.
And the ordinance passes 7-1.
Okay, so I see that we have a few people that have arrived. Xandra, are you ready to do what you needed to? Do we need, or do you want to wait until the end of the meeting? I was going to ask for a leave of council if that was what you were, is that what you were looking for?
Yes.
You can wait. Okay, all right. Are you good with that, or are you on a time frame? You're good? Okay. All right, I was just wanting to be sensitive of your time schedules. Okay, then we will move on to item number 11, which is the adoption of Resolution 2025-155.
Resolution authorizing and approving an agreement with Lauterbach and Amon to provide auditing services to the city.
Thank you. Director Richter?
Thank you, Your Honor. In January of 2023, the Finance Department issued a request for proposal for auditing services for the fiscal years of 2022 through 2026. On February 6th of 2023, City Council approved the bid from Lauterbach and Amon. Past practice has been to obtain multi-year proposals during the RFP process. However, individual engagement letters are signed for each of the fiscal years to be audited. Lauterbach and Amon's fees for the city's 2025 audit are $45,430. This is a 3% increase from the prior year. At the time of the RFP, the communities of Rockford, Rock Island, and East Moline all gave positive responses in favor of Lauterbach and Amon's performance. In addition, the City of Freeport's 2024 audit was prepared accurately and on time, and all interactions were professional. Their team is very experienced in the area of municipal government. The purpose of an engagement letter is to define the scope of the audit, specify the time of the audit and related deliverables, define the fee arrangement, and outline the auditor's and management's responsibilities. The strategic plan alignment is responsive, efficient government, and at this time, staff request approval of the fiscal year 2025 engagement letter with Lauterbach and Amon.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
A motion made by Alderman Shadle, seconded by Alderman Sellers. Discussion on the resolution? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Shadle.
Aye.
The resolution is adopted 7-1.
Item number 12 is the adoption of Resolution 2025-156. Could you please read this?
Resolution approving the city's property, general liability, and workers' compensation insurance policies.
Thank you. Manager Boyer.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city has begun the insurance renewal process in early fall and completing several of the documents for our broker, AJ Gallagher. As our broker, they provide expert guidance, access to more insurance options, assistance with claims, and personalized support. They also advocate for us in the underwriting process. Meeting was held with them on December 10th, at which AJ Gallagher's representative presented over the renewal. And what we're looking at here are some of the changes in our premiums. I can go through all those, but I assume everyone has read their memo. So therefore, there are a couple of the notable changes. It's relatively flat this year. Very fortunate on various coverages. So we're looking at a minor overall increase, but relatively flat. So I think we're looking at about $9,537 when it comes to the property, inland marine package, automobile liability, umbrella, crime, cyber, and so forth. So overall, staff is happy with the renewal, and we are fortunate to see that it was less than 1% of total coverage limits. So the city will also receive a safety grant from the Illinois Public Risk Association Risk Fund for $16,244 for safety-related equipment, and staff recommends moving forward with the 2026 liability, property, and workers' compensation insurance.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
A motion made by Alderman Shadle, seconded by Alderman Sellers. Discussion on the resolution. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders.
Yes.
Sellers.
Aye.
Clem.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Simmons. Parker.
Aye.
Stacy.
Aye.
And Shadle.
Aye.
The resolution is adopted 8-0.
Item number 13 is the adoption of Resolution 2025-157. Could you please read this?
Resolution approving payment of invoice to Mobile Electronics for upfitting District Chief vehicle.
Thank you. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. So June 2nd of 2025, council approved the purchase of a 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe to be utilized as an emergency response vehicle for the district chiefs. We took delivery on that vehicle August 26th. Shortly thereafter, we engaged Mobile Electronics to do the upfitting of that vehicle. And upfitting means installing the radios, the lights, the sirens, computers, all that equipment. So the arrangement was we're going to pay the invoices as we went along. The plan was we would pay for the mobile radio when it came in, then we would pay for all the lights, the sirens, the equipment, and then when the work was completed, we pay for the labor. So doing it this way complied with the city's purchasing policy. It would have helped the vendor reduce his overhead costs, and we would have had this work done. So, however, once the work was completed, he presented me with 3 different invoices, all totaling over $10,000, which meets the requirement for council approval. So tonight, I'm bringing those 3 individual and specific invoices to council for approval for Mobile Electronics for a total sum of $13,972.92. So that project for the entire vehicle is out of the Fire Capital Improvement Fund, which was provided for in this year's budget. We are currently under budget with this project. We're just seeking approval from council to pay this last and final bill.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion made by Alderman Clem, seconded by Alderman Shadle. Discussion on the resolution. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders.
Yes.
Sellers.
Aye.
Clem.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Simmons.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Stacy.
Aye.
And Shadle.
Aye.
The resolution is adopted 8-0.
Item number 14 is the adoption of Resolution 2025-158. Could you please read this?
Resolution approving Fairgram 2026 Master Services Agreement.
Thank you. Manager Boyer?
Thank you, Your Honor. Each year, one of the things that we approve is the Master Services Agreement. This is with Fairgram. They understand our infrastructure. Obviously, they have an inventory of all of our roads. They have a very good understanding of what it is we need to be doing out here throughout our construction season. 2026 is going to be a very busy year, and we need to have a master services agreement set up so that we will have the necessary expertise on hand and ready to go when we run into unexpected things as well as projects that need to be moved forward. So this year we're bringing forward to council. It's an agreement with Fairgram for $450,000 for the master services agreement. In the past, this work has been very instrumental in terms of Adams Avenue, for instance. It was a very important project, ran into various stormwater issues, things that were not able to be calculated early on. And because of this, we were able to make a excellent decision on the ground in a timely fashion that in a big picture saves the city a substantial amount of money. And this is really one of the ways we were able to stretch our dollars as much as they have been stretched for all of our different projects. So staff recommends moving forward with this master services agreement with Fairgram.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Shadle, seconded by Alderman Sellers. Discussion on the resolution. Alderman Sanders?
Have council negotiated this contract with Aaron Graham? Just a question I'm throwing out there.
Manager Boyer?
Well, I have.
You have?
Yes, we have
Council
negotiated.
has not.
Well, tonight we're bringing this forward as
Bringing
the
it
conclusion.
forward, but council has not made a discussion on this particular contract.
Well, I guess this would be the discussion on this
No,
contract.
council has not had the discussion about this contract.
Actually,
Being
I've had this
specific.
discussion
I'm
with
being
many of the council members, especially it's been every year. And this is something we do every year because this is part of the secret to our success in terms of getting projects going and launched and completed. So if 3 years on council isn't enough experience, I don't know what else we got to do, but we're doing this every single year and it's worked out phenomenally.
Yeah, but I'm being specific about my question. My question is, has council had a discussion on this contract? That's the question that I'm asking.
Okay, so Attorney Zito.
Alderman Sanders, so this is your opportunity to have the discussion on this contract. So the normal process would be staff is going to present an item to council to vote on it. There's a motion and a second to put it on the floor, and now there is discussion by council. This is your opportunity as a council to talk about this contract, whether you like it, don't like it, have questions, whatever it may be.
You know, Attorney Zito, you do not direct council, okay? You do not discuss the matters of
Actually,
council.
I haven't actually given you the floor, Alderman Sanders.
I'm
so,
on the floor.
But I had, the last one I gave the floor to was the attorney.
So,
So you're actually out of order by doing that. So please refrain. If you would like to have a discussion, that's fine, but you have to understand the process here. The city manager actually is the one that does the negotiating of contracts, and then he brings them to the council to discuss and evaluate. That is your job to either approve or not approve. So that's the discussion tonight. Alderman Stacy, did you have your hand up?
Yes. City Manager Boyer, how can we ensure the taxpayers that we are getting the best price for the needed services? I would think the most monetary responsible way to acquire these services would be asking for a request for quotes from other firms. And before anyone say that we can't do it, please note that on July 28th, 2022, the city of Peoria, Illinois, another home rule unit of government, issued a request for quotes to suffice a master service agreement for various engineering service similar to ours. If they can do it, why can't we? Truth be told, we can. An Illinois municipality can request quotes or proposals for engineering services, but they must follow the Local Government Professional Service Selection Act. And for the record, that correspondent is 50 ILCS 510/1. So the real question is, why aren't we doing this?
Well, number one, quotes are generally for well understood projects. And you generally do not even quote for professional services. You do a statement of qualification, you issue the request for statement of qualification, you look at those, and then you select one based on qualification, and whatever that firm is, whatever their price is what it is. So that's not actually how things are generally done. Not saying it's never done, but it's not generally done that way. So we have a company here in town who has supported this city and has done an excellent job. We have had saving a very large cost avoidance on every project that we've done in this city. We've done it right, and there is absolutely no reason to change horses in the middle of this. We have a very active schedule for next year, and I believe that every dollar is highly valued and has performed well for us. There's, at this point, we need to continue with what's been successful.
Any other discussion? Darren, did you want to add something?
If I could. So this year's master service contract award was for $350,000. There was an additional service that was added for $100,000 a few months ago. Currently, I looked today, as of the 1st of December, we're at $385,000. So we will not max out our master service agreement for this year. So we've been shown to be respectful of the money. Out of the $385,000, $20,000 of those are fees, which include testing services and or security titles, things like that we do for the city all the time. Structural assessments and or CAD fees that come along with some of the survey and staking jobs that we're required to do for the city. Additionally, just some pure facts of this, $70,000 of the fee goes to permitting review for the city of Freeport that is charged out to our clients, to our customers that do permits, solar companies, any of the big arrays, civil services, community development uses us all the time to do civil reviews or structural reviews for them as well in-house. So all of these dollars are used amongst the different departments within the city. I would also like to mention, being locally here in Freeport, I'm invested in the community. All the directors that work for the city of Freeport, police, fire, community development, finance will all tell you that I'm very involved with all the departments and I help them at any moment with any reach. And I typically don't even charge the city for all the hours that we could because I'm invested in the programs here in Freeport.
Thank you.
May I?
Sure.
Is that appropriate? I just want to reiterate what City Manager Boyer read in the memo because I think those are some very good points. Fairgram understands the infrastructure system and they have an inventory of roads. If we were to go out for an RFQ and we get a different firm, we're not going to have those records. You would have to account for a new firm to do a new road study. You would have to have them become familiar with the infrastructure. They'd have to come up to speed, and there's a lot of added value in staying with the same engineering firm.
Alderman Stacy?
So, would it be true in saying that because you, City Manager Boyer, know little to nothing about these services and our city streets infrastructure, you depend on Fairground because you need them to be successful?
I'm not really sure how that statement
Hold it.
is.
Hold it. You oughta-
I have the floor.
I was
I'm not
waiting
sure how
for
that
an
statement is
answer.
respectful in any way, shape, or form.
What?
Saying those things to him.
Mayor, you just can't
That's just
have the floor.
disrespect.
Yeah, it's disrespect because you can't.
Alderman
have the
Sanders,
floor.
you don't have the floor. Please stop talking. Manager Boyer, would you like to say something to that?
I'm a little at a loss for words except to say that I am here to get the best value out of every dollar that we have for taxpayers. And I would not be bringing this before council if I thought that there was any issue whatsoever. They are bringing an outstanding value to this community. This is part of why we've been able to accomplish everything we've accomplished. And you were asking me about my own credentials. I guarantee you I'm the only person that knows anything about utilities from a utilities operator standpoint in administration in local communities. I will tell you, I know more about the infrastructure in this town than virtually anyone else. And I would say you are casting dispersions on me because this is a political game. But to me, we're trying to get something accomplished for this city, and I think you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's
Alderman
not a
Sanders?
political game.
I want to say this. And I want the record to, without any comments from the mayor nor the attorney, I don't want any comments from you guys. But what I have to say is this, is that we are the governing body here, who is the protectors.
Okay, I'm going to call you out of order on this because you are off topic. This topic is about the master service agreement. It is not for you to go off on some
Okay.
misunderstanding of whatever you think government is.
Okay.
So I would encourage you that
Let
if
me-
you
let
want
me
to
do
have a
it. Let me
clear
do it. Let me
understanding
do it right
of
then.
how things are run, you should probably put your concerns to the Attorney General's office.
Yeah,
So
well,
consider this to be you are out of order. So the next time you are disruptive in the order, I will ask you to be escorted out of the meeting. So let's move on. Is there any other questions concerning Fair Grams?
I'm not done,
Re-
Mayor.
Well, actually, you've had 2 times to speak.
No, you stopped me.
Because you are not talking about what is on the agenda for before us right now. It is about the Fairgram Master Service Agreement, period. Would you like to say something about the Fairgram
Yes.
Master Service?
Yes, I would.
Okay, you have your time.
The service that is being provided has not been broken down to us in quote, tangible records, statement, analysis. Anything about this particular contract that, Fair and Graham wants to introduce to, I don't want that. Don't put that on my desk. What I am saying is, we have not been introduced to this contract officially to debate, to determine, and not only that, putting the taxpayers' trust into anything that deals with taxpayers' dollars. We have no oversight committee to determine whether or not we're getting a fair deal with any contractor or any sort of a contracting presentation unto council or to the city itself. So yeah, I'm talking about this contract that has been introduced to us the last time we was here on time and material. We just can't open up the barn door and just let time and material determine how much the taxpayer is going to suffer. Yeah, the quote is $450,000 or more for the services, but it leaves opportunity for expansion of this contract for more tax hike raises. It can, because it's time and material. And because that door is open, we have no oversight committee to determine whether it's good or whether it's bad. And this is what we're talking about. And so we're not just going to sit here, or I'm not going to just sit here and just listen to the fact that we should be accepting the services without debating whether or not this is good for the citizens of the city of Freeport. I don't want to continue to say that staff is making these recommendations, because council is not making these recommendations to move forward. If council is not making recommendations to move forward, then this thing should be tabled until council had a full understanding of what it is that we're accepting for the citizens of Freeport. And taxpayers' dollars are not to be used at anybody's expense. And that's what the time and material does. It does exactly that. And if anybody wants to dispute that, you show me where it doesn't, because we don't have it in writing. Everything that we're talking about is not in writing. I don't see it. I don't see the conclusion, and I don't even see the services or the invoices or the contract. So we're looking at a lot of things that has not materialized before council, but yet we stand here to debate whether we should vote on it or not. So that's one of the things that I wanted to express. And it's not that we don't trust nobody. It's just the fact that we don't have an oversight committee to look into the matters of taxpayers' dollars. And this is where we're at right now. So.
Okay, so your full understanding is by informing yourself. The contract is in your packet. So you have had it since Friday. If you had questions, you could have been reading it for many days. So let's go back to any other discussion on this resolution. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Shadle.
Aye.
The resolution is adopted 7-1.
Item number 15 is the adoption of Resolution 2025-159. Could you please read this?
Resolution approving Fairgram 2026 Public Works Master Services Agreement.
Manager Boyer.
Thank you, Your Honor. So we currently contract with Fairgram for Public Works Director Services. That includes many activities in the day-to-day operations of the staff, performing various reviews, working with them on last-minute items, failures that may occur out in the field. Also, as additional to that, ensuring that we have everything we need in place for our snow removal program or our stump removals, ensuring that we have all of our equipment serviced appropriately, and also assisting and working with the staff to be effective moving forward. So the city requires this additional work. It's essential to have a director who is deeply immersed in the city's infrastructure and possesses the history and knowledge to effectively handle the numerous demands of this position. And the city requests assistance to handle this volume of work. So staff recommends moving forward with the approval of the Fairgram Professional Services Agreement for Public Works Director.
Motion to
Thank you.
approve.
Motion made by Alderman Clem, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Discussion on the resolution. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Sanders,
No.
Sellers,
Aye.
Clem,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Simmons, Parker,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Shadle.
Aye.
The resolution is adopted 7-1.
Move on to reports from department heads. Finance.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Community development. Thank you. Public Works.
Just a couple things quickly. Sorry about that. I wanted to let everybody know that we were able to submit, the Fairgram team was, and get a $100,000 grant back to the city for sewer lining. We received the notice this week, so that should be coming back to the city coffers. The lift station on Walnut Road is underway. They set the wet well down to nearly 40 feet on the corner of the landfill. We're going to stop operations until weather's better, but that's probably the deepest, hardest part of the project. We had significant water getting that set. As a reminder to all residents and homeowners, property owners in Freeport, the snow ordinance is in effect, a half an inch of snow. Cars need to be odd even moved. If they're not, we will be towing vehicles moving forward. We can't chase everybody down on the streets. It's important that everybody comply with this so we can get the streets clean. We're still trying to clean streets up from the very first heavy snow and chasing people down. Shoveling sidewalks as well is a requirement by the homeowner or property owner within Freeport. Please shovel your sidewalks and be respectful to your neighbors that have to use the paths to get back and forth. If you have an issue with the way the city has plowed a corner or something like that, please reach out. They're doing the best they can. We have more snowfall in December than we had for the entire year last year, and we're running out of spaces to put it with more in the forecast. So please don't think anybody's doing it on purpose. There's just only so much space to go with it. And again, we're getting lots and lots of complaints about sidewalks not being shoveled, which the next available avenue for that is code enforcement, which we have been reluctant to do, but we're going to have to start doing it if people can't comply with the shoveling. And lastly, I'd like to announce that Frontier has notified me that we've been negotiating on them and going to a full fiber install in Freeport in 2026. And they've already started sending in permits for the work, which is great news for Freeport. It should improve our communications. And this is one of the benefits of us bringing SURF to Freeport. Now we're going to get more people to be more competitive and provide better service to all the constituents. Thank you.
Thank you. Fire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Director Stekel kind of stepped into my topic for this evening, but our guys have been out on the streets shoveling out fire hydrants with the deep snow, and they're very appreciative of the hydrants that residents have helped us out with. So the efforts do not go unnoticed. Our guys come back to the station and say there were several hydrants in front of homes that were clean and accessible, and they're very appreciative. So I just wanted to recognize those residents who take care of that and encourage others, if you have an opportunity, to help us out and do those, and ones that we can get to. Our guys certainly pull over with shovels on the vehicles and they dig out as well. So once again, thank you to the public for helping us out. Thank you.
Please.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I just would like to thank all that contributed to Shop with a Cop this year. The police department and the sheriff's department were able to involve a lot of children this year, and it was quite an amazing experience. So just wanted to take a second and thank all of those who made that happen for those children. So thank you all.
Library.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just wanted to remind everybody to stop by the library now through Christmas to see the Community Festival of Trees in collaboration with FHN.
IT? City Manager?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
I just have a couple of things. Just wanted to give a shout out to High Hope Freeport. They had a great event on Saturday at the Girls and Boys Club that brought early Christmas to some children that have lost a parent due to gun violence. So I'd just like to also thank Alderman Shadle, Sellers, and Johnson for joining City Manager and I in serving those that attended. And since this is our last meeting of 2025, our next meeting will be January 5th, and I'd like to wish each of you a Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year. We'll move on to council announcements. Alderman Sanders?
None.
Alderman Sellers?
I would like to also wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year.
Alderman Clem?
The same. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We will be taking a look at some changes in the dates for neighborhood watches, simply because we come up with some of the nights where there are other groups that are very popular that should have attendance also. So we'll take a look at that. I'll keep you all posted. Thank you very much. Have a great New Year.
Alderman Johnson?
Yes, there'll be no neighborhood watch meeting for the second ward due to the holiday. And also, I too would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year.
Alderman Simmons? I don't have anything, thank you. Alderman Parker?
Basically the same. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, people in my ward, the city, and we will not have a neighborhood watch meeting next Monday night either. Thank you.
Alderman Stacy?
Not at this time.
Alderman Shadle?
Just Merry Christmas to everyone, and thank you.
Thank you. Xander, would you like to bring your team up?
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, city officials, fire chief, any guests here. My name is Xandra Bright, and I'm here on behalf of Voices and Views with Zan and Chels. This is my co-host here. We're a new podcast here in town, started here in early September, but doing well solo on our own. On December 3rd, at the city's main fire station, we gathered for something far more meaningful than a presentation. We gathered to remember, to honor, and we gathered to say thank you. The art piece presented that day was powerful in both image and meaning. It was a New York City fire engine, hand-drawn entirely with the number 2 pencil. But what makes this art extraordinary is not just the image. The fire engine is composed of the names of the fallen firefighters from September 11. Each line, each detail, each shadow is made from a name. names of the men and women who ran toward danger when the world ran away, names of heroes who gave everything to protect others, names that forever changed fire service and our nation. This piece reminds us that behind every siren, behind every uniform, behind every call answered is a life, a family, a legacy. The artist behind this work is Rashad McIntyre from Wilmington, North Carolina. He is an artist who lives with autism and does not allow his disability to define him. Rashad's talent was discovered at the tender age of 4 years old. Since then, his work has been featured in museums and exhibitions, reaching audiences beyond his hometown. Instead of creating simply to draw, he poured focus, discipline, and deep respect into this piece. Through his hands, the artwork became a memorial, a reminder and a bridge connecting past sacrifice and to present service. When Voices and Views with Zan and Ches presented this artwork, it was a moment that spoke without words. It symbolized the bond between firefighters across generations. It symbolized respect for those we lost and gratitude for those who still serve. To our local firefighters, your courage matters, your sacrifice matters, and your service carries the weight of history every time you answer a call. You stand on the shoulders of those whose names are written into that fire engine, and you carry their legacy forth with every shift, every alarm, and every life saved. We thank our city officials for recognizing moments like this, moments that remind us that remembrance is essential. Appreciation must be spoken, and gratitude should be visible. At Voices and Views with Zan and Ches, we capture the voices of those in our community and beyond, supporting, promoting, and engaging conversations with our audiences while uplifting voices, honoring service, and telling the stories that must never be forgotten. This artwork now stands as a keepsake, not only of September 11th, but of what it truly means to serve. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you to every firefighter, past and present, who has answered the call. This is Voices and Views with Zan and Ches. Thank you.
I would just like to state how pleased the fire department was to receive this generous donation. It's a piece of art to be presented to the fire station. We've already proudly hung it up in a special place at the station. All by itself, it's not sharing the wall with any other art pieces, so we're very grateful. She and her, Ms. Bright and her team presented this December 3rd and explained the history behind it. We even did a remote discussion with the artist who did this and his family.
Oh, wow.
And we were so happy to receive that. And then as a bonus, they brought food for all of us. And they were able to sit with us and interact and engage with our firefighters. Everybody enjoyed the visit. We're so proud to get this, receive this piece of art. So once again, on behalf of the fire department, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Oh, wow. That was nice.
Are there any other public comments this evening?
Hi, my name is Cheryl Altman. Hey, Darren, I did stop to a snowplow driver the other day when we got that last snow. On the east side of Stevenson and Grove, I had 4.5 to 5 foot right there in the handicap. They're supposed to come back and help me shovel it. Didn't happen, but that's okay. It got done. Rob, I wanted to know when I'm gonna get the paperwork for what I've been asking for a few months now. And you were talking about the Girls and Boys Club, which is great, awesome. But why aren't we talking about that homeless lady that passed? Because nobody in this town cared. What a shame. We sit here and toot our own horns, but she's gone and nobody cared. Second of all, I'm gonna talk about Peter Albert again. He doesn't have a contract. Needless to say, he's renting spaces there and people are paying for it when he's not even paying for what he has. That's wrong. In last meeting, Stacy brought up where the lights and all that went. As a taxpayer, I want to know where the money went. I'm paying my taxes. Matter of fact, aldermen are getting paid by taxpayers' money too. Some of you guys ought to start shaping up here. And Mayor, you really have something against Sanders. You really do. You sit up there with such a smug face. But when you're out of line, who calls you that? And maybe you should be setting a better example for the city of Freeport. Because what's going around here, that big rumor was an official, and what's happening, that's not cool. Because I talked to a guy, and he said, you was a church-going Christian. I set him straight, believe me.
Any other public comments? Tommy?
I hope police chief be the police chief in Freeport, because he's the best, and we want him to be a good job with it.
Thanks, Tommy.
And Darren, so you said next fall they'll have that greenhouse? Spring? And Jody Miller, you do a good job doing this, and we want to keep you for mayor because you know how to do everything.
Thanks, Tommy.
And John Parker, you do good to be the alderman in Freeport.
Thank you, Tommy.
Is there any other public comments this evening? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Sellers, seconded by Alderman Shadle. All those in favor?